Welcome back to Australia. Welcome back to Sounds. INXS's Original Sin, #1 for 2 weeks in a row. We heard that you worked on the back of it. Is that true?
Yeah, I sang on the choruses.
How did you get involved with that?
Well, Nile Rodgers is a friend of mine, and he was working on the record. Yeah. He asked me to come down to the studio because they wanted me to sing on it for some reason. I don't know why, because they're good singers. They didn't need me, but I did it anyway.
Well, it's certainly done the trick for them here. I hope it does the same elsewhere. So you're in Sydney tonight when this goes to air, then you're off to Melbourne, and earlier in the week you were in Newcastle, but only 3. Why such a short tour this time?
Well, really, we were supposed to, our plan was to be recording an album in New York right now. And at the last minute, we decided against that, and we decided to do a world tour instead. And this was part of it. And a lot of it had to do with dates that we could get in Japan on a certain time, and we worked things around it.
So Japan is where you go next
after this round,
and then where from there?
Then to Europe and England.
So it is like the complete way around.
Oh, it's all the way, yeah.
So when does the album come up now?
Well, we'll probably begin recording in mid or end of May, and it'll take us into the summer sometime, into July.
Right. H2O was the 3rd biggest selling album in America last year, correct?
I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know. I don't follow that.
That is a lot of sales. That obviously must have led you to think, well, okay, now's about the time I should get married?
No.
No? Nothing to do with it?
No, nothing to do with it.
It's always better to get married if you have a hit, though.
Yeah, well, you've got to have the money rolling. You know?
Sure.
So you didn't bring your wife with you this time?
No, I'm on my honeymoon.
On your own?
Yeah.
You put it like a Bucks night in reverse. Sarah Allen, can you tell us about Sarah Allen? The lady's name pops up on a lot of singles that you've done, a lot of tracks you've done.
Yeah, well...
Can you explain who she is? Obviously a very secretive person.
Yeah, well, she's secretive, all right. Now, she's been my roommate, live-in, whatever you want to call that. I don't know what the word is. And I can't find the right word. Yes, a very good friend of mine, close friend of mine for a long time.
Close and personal friend.
Yes, a personal friend of mine. And she's been writing with us for years. She writes a lot of the lyrics with us, and her sister also writes with us. She writes music. You know, she's a songwriter. So we're kind of a foursome these days.
So she's totally a writer, or does she get out and do other things in this business? Like
no, she stays. She really doesn't want to involve herself in it any more than just in the creative side of it.
Well, these days you both produce. You worked on the last couple of albums of your own. Had any offers to do anything for other people outside?
We've had a few, but we don't really entertain them because we can't devote enough time to anything else. You know, I mean, we'd prefer to do what we do well rather than you know.
Plus, we're just having enough trouble trying to find enough time to tour all over the world and do this.
You do albums.
It's really. I mean, eventually, I think we both like to meet separately and together to produce other people, but that's down the road.
Last time you were here, you were telling us about your comic collection, and we know you had a whole stack then. How's it going these days?
I went to a comic book store yesterday and got a couple new ones. I'm a big Zippy fan myself.
Right.
Yeah, but I don't know. I don't really like to collect anything per se. You know, I've always had them. You know, I was lucky that when I grew up, my mother didn't throw away my comics like everybody else. So I have.
You still got them all?
I have the old ones.
Must be a great collection. What is the special project that's still left for Hall and Oats?
There's so many things we could do. I mean, I don't think that we've even come close to exhausting the possibilities of what we could do together. And musically, I mean, not even talking about what's, you know, the whole thing about video and working with video in a more creative way than has been done so far. That we have, and that's another thing that requires a lot of time that we don't have to devote to it. We're constantly looking for people, directors or whatever, we've been trying people to work with, to find someone that I really feel that we have a communication with, that we can do something and take video somewhere rather than just do promotional things like everybody else is doing. So there's that kind of a challenge, and like I said, there's just the normal musical challenges.
And the charts just keep on rolling on.
Sure.
Rock and Soul is top 15, the album, currently in Australia, and this single is top 30. Say It Isn't So. Hall and Oats, Sydney Entertainment Centre tonight, Melbourne tomorrow night. Don't miss them. Thank you very much for joining us on Sounds. Thank you.